Joining us as always, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Dane Damron. Divisional play in the South Atlantic Conference begins this week. UVA Wise is on the road to take on the Wasp of Emory Henry in a 1 p.m. kickoff. Coach, you're heading into divisional play. Things really start counting now toward the standings. Assess that, your team, and the mindset of this club as we head into this divisional stretch.
Oh, I mean, as you said, now they mean just a little bit more. Of course, you want to win every game you play, and we've only done that one time out of five. But as you said, those first three conference games were important just because they were the next thing on their schedule. But now, we're playing for a chance to try to play in our conference championship game. So, I think our kids' mindset is good. We're a confident bunch. We just haven't played well, Daryl. I think you got to give a lot of credit to the opponents we've played. They've been very physical and been good football teams. And there's been certain times throughout the game where we haven't stepped up and played to the level of our opponents. So we've got to do everything we can to change that.
I've been here a while, and uniquely, I think a lot of times from an athletic standpoint, fall break hurts us. We're in a situation this year, fall break falls, we're on the road. There's no class here on Thursday. There's no class on Friday. Has that been a benefit to your team? Will it be a benefit to your team for those kids to get their mind away from class for a little bit for a couple of days and entirely dialed in on this football game Saturday?
You know that answer, let me know. I tell our kids all the time, you've got to get your mind where it needs to be. I can't do it for 100 different people. All that we try to tell them that the standard is the standard, and this is where you've got to get for us to try to have a chance. And if they can't do that, it doesn't matter what we do, offensively, defensively, special teams. They've got to step up and be ready to roll.
Well, you talked a little bit about this week working a little bit more on technique and individual skill work. What have you and your coaches done this week to try to shore some things up and different facets of the game?
We've just, tried to hammer just a little bit more than the stuff we've been hammering. We got to close the gap on tackling. We got to finish blocks. And there's no secret recipe. If there was a secret recipe to winning, everybody would run the same offense and the same defense. But we've just got to perform within our scheme, and our kids have they got to play with like their hair's on fire. I think that's the thing that impresses me most about the team we're playing is their kids play incredibly hard, and they've got some confidence right now too. So we just got to show up and be ready to play. It should be a good football game, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. We're excited about that. I guess there's people in the Bristol area that finally for this week understand that there is a college here in Wise because they all want to talk to us this week, and so we've got to make sure that we understand what's going on and go play our best game.
Looking at Emory and Henry, and games they're not played on paper, but when we do these things, that's all we have to go by. Really, is what's on paper and what's on film until that point. And they've hit big plays. I think they're averaging somewhere around 15 yards per pass completion this season. Touch on that a little bit and limiting the big play, and that's been a strength of your team is limiting the pass.
Yeah, that receiver they got's pretty good, and the quarterback does a good job delivering the ball. They do a good job. I think statistically they're a lot better against the rush than we have, but they're 12th in the league in sacks. We're 11th in the league in sacks. Both of us are playing really good pass defense. If I knew what was going to happen, you would have to show up and play. But on paper, as you said, it should be a good game. We do have to limit their number of plays. Hopefully we can talk to the people that are charged and make sure they're calling linemen downfield. It looks like a rock concert when they throw the ball with all the people that are down the field. So we've got to make sure that we bring that to the attention because it's going to happen. So we'll see. They've done a good job. They've done a very good job. For someone to say anything other than that would not be fair to the work that their coaches and players have put in because they've done a good job. And their kids, like I said, are playing with an extreme amount of confidence, and they're flying around. And so we're going to have to go in and do the same thing.
You alluded to it a little bit, and I see it as well. And, the job that I do here, we've received more media requests this week than we've received the rest of the year combined, despite having already played a nationally ranked team, despite having already played an NCAA 1AA opponent. I think the kids on your team that are from Southwest Virginia realize that. And some of the things that go on with this game, albeit not being played in 11 years. How has that message been conveyed to some of the kids on this team who maybe are from Northern Virginia or not from the state of the importance of this game to the area, to the college, and beyond that, possibly some future recruiting battles down the road?
Well, I mean, their roster is littered with kids from Virginia, just like our roster is. So they're all going to be playing against their friends, whether they're Southwest Virginia or whether they're Northern Virginia. So I think I would hope that our kids understand that. We've expressed to them that this is a big game. I don't think you try to make it bigger than it is, because then your kids come out tight. And, I think that happened a little bit with us last week. We talked about how big a game that was. Our kids came out tight. So I think rivalries a lot of times are for the fans, not belittling what it's going to be for both of these sets of teams, because it's big too. But once the ball is spotted, they're just the next opponent, and we'll have our kids ready to play. We'll say the words that need to be said, and as I'm sure that they will. And like I said, I know this game is important to a whole lot of people. So we've got to do everything we can to make sure we're playing our best brand of football that day.
Coach, good luck against Emory and Henry, and we'll catch up after the game and hopefully talking about 1-0 in divisional play.
That would be great, Darryl. Thank you.
Good luck.